There you go. I'm not gonna lie. This whole vlogging thing is hard. Like, it's only the third day and I'm already like out of ideas. Something I can talk about because I'm on my way to Mexico is I saw this one movie. I don't remember what the movie name was. Maybe you might remember, or somebody might know. But it's like a Mexican American movie, and they talk about how being Mexican American, you're in two different worlds. Like, you're not Mexican enough. Yeah, my collar's like bugging me. You're not Mexican enough. That's okay, I guess. You're not Mexican enough for Mexicans, and you're not American enough for the Americans. So you're kind of stuck in between these two worlds. And something I love about going to Mexico is being able to be back in my culture and being back with, like, it's the funniest to say it, but speaking only Spanish. And I'll be honest, my Spanish is pretty bad. Like, I grew up with it. It was my first language. But of course, when you're in the US, 99% of the conversations that you have are in English. Everything else is in Spanish, barely. So going back, it's a good little, like, kind of refresher. And then also, but it's just that whole dynamic, though, about being like two different cultures and stepping into two different cultures at the same time is so interesting to me. I don't know if you felt it. Like, I feel like anybody can resonate when they're like first generation, where they come and their parents come over here for a better life and they get assimilated and they work really hard and their kids are born here. And that was the biggest reason why, my parents, it's so funny, but like my big family that I have, they all talk about how what they want to do is they came here, all the kids were born here, so we gave them a bunch of opportunities, and then they're like, all right, all you guys are 18 and above, I want to go back home. I love you. You can come visit me. Like, I did what I had to do, and I don't blame them. I mean, that's good because my mom even said that to me, which I thought was so interesting. She said, Elias, she's been here obviously longer than I've been born, and she said, listen. And she sat me and my brothers down and she said, I love you guys, me and my dad. We love you guys, but we're ready to go back home. And I said, Mom, but this is home. Like, this is, like, what are you talking about? And she said, no, this is your home. That's our home. And it kind of hit me, and being able to understand, like, going and walking, because I'm going to be going to where my mom was born and raised. And so being able to walk in that town and walk in the city and kind of take steps where my mom was taking steps when she was a kid, it kind of pulls the heartstrings a little bit, because it makes you kind of feel like, what if my parents didn't make that big decision? What if they decided to stay there in Mexico? All the friends that I would have made, all the friends that I would have, the relationships I would have created and bonded, all the memories, like, they would never have come to fruition, And it's something I don't want to take for granted. I don't want to take for granted the opportunities. But then you come over here, but then you think, what would life have been? I think I would have been a lot tougher. I'll be honest. Like, I would say that I'm tough, but I mean, thinking like they work hard. Like, they work really, really, really hard, like Mexicans. And I mean, I like to say that because I have it in my blood, but I mean, they will outwork me. I'm competitive, so I'll try. But that's the one thing I'm proud about being Mexican is, like, just our work ethic, and then how grateful we are and how proud we are of our culture. Doesn't matter, like, in what situation we are, doesn't matter who's against us, doesn't matter who's with us, but we're going to stand up and we're going to keep fighting. And that's that Mexican fighting spirit that makes me grateful. And it's so funny because you're probably asking yourself, you're like, this guy does not look Mexican to me at all. I know. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened. I might be the milkman's son. Not really. I know that I'm not. But I mean, like, it's very interesting. I've always grown up, being ambiguous, racially ambiguous, right, as they call it. My two older brothers, one's 40 something, the other one's like 2-3 years under him, and they both look Mexican, fully through and through Mexican. And then even my aunts and uncles, like, they're all just born in, like, they're, I like to say, the different colors. Like, But it's amazing. It's amazing to be in such a big culture and such a loving culture that we love and care about so much about family that we'll do anything for our family, you know? So I'll take you along for the ride to go over there. We're gonna have like go into a couple other places. Gonna go visit. There's one place I'm gonna go to. I don't really remember the name of it. That I'm gonna go to and I'm gonna visit for the first time for me. So that'll be really fun and interesting. And then just working on my Spanish. But I think just to kind of encompass all of this back to, it's very interesting. And I feel like you, if anybody, you know, first generation where their parents came from anywhere else in the country or in the world, sorry, and they come over here to the country, to the US for a better life, and you're born and raised here, and you maybe have the language, maybe you don't even have the language either, you know, but you still have that blood in you, and you're still that other, you know, culture, you're still that other world, and you want to try to encompass that, and you want to be, because me, I find myself fighting through that sometimes too, where I want to be, you know, the fullest Mexican that I can be, but I also want to be the fullest American that I can be, but I also want to be both, right? I want to find that happy medium, but in life, it's a lie, in my opinion. I think there's no such thing as a happy medium. I think it's always like fully being both. And so this is going to be a really good opportunity for me to go out there and just be fully that side, you know. And there was this funny psychology and science behind this too, that people, when they speak different languages, their voice tends to either go higher, go lower, or they tend to speak faster, or they also even tend to have a different personality, which I didn't even find that to be like, I didn't think about that. But then when you go back and you think and you have different interactions, and like for sure, Mexico Elias is completely different versus American Elias, you know? Like when I start speaking Spanish, I speak Spanish a lot faster, maybe a little bit deeper, and it's very funny. So try to figure that out for yourself. Like if you speak a different language and you're just like me, maybe you're Mexican American, maybe you're Asian American, maybe you're, you know, anything American. When you have that extra, try to like speak your other language and then try to step back and be like, am I a little different? It's really fascinating. But I'm excited for you to come on the ride and for me to rant a little bit about, you know, kind of I wouldn't say the struggles, but kind of like just the perspectives, you know, that come with, you know, with being two different cultures.